There we go. Y'all should have gotten it. Okay, so we're going to look at project number 3 and read it first. And I did put some things, like I was saying, in Evernote to help clarify it. But what was confusing, even when I read it in class, was I thought, how did I word that? Then I didn't go back and fix it. The RSC bookstore is having a 3-day sale during which the price of any unsold t-shirt drops 15% each day. For example, the t-shirt that costs $15 on the first day, which that should be saying, which the original cost is $15 on the first day, then it would cost 15% less, or $12.75 on the second. And the third day, the same item is 15% less than $11, or $10.84. Design an application that allows a user to input a price until a value of 0 is entered. Output is the price of each item on each day, 1 through 3. Okay, so what the outer loop is the sentinel value controlled loop, and then the inner loop should be the counter controlled loop. And some students used a for loop for the counter control, which really worked well, but either 2 while loops is fine. We prefer. Most of the people that use for loops, yes, Rob?
On that $11 up there.
Yeah, that's not right, is it?
Okay, is it supposed to, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the 12.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That should say.
That threw me off for a second.
Yes, the whole thing. I'm not sure what I did there. I actually read this last semester, and I thought I would go back and fix it. Yeah, does that make more sense to everybody? Is that correct? So on the first day, to be a test value, $15. The first day should have printed out. Second day would say $12.75, and then the third day would say $10.84. Okay, so that should be your inner loop when they would enter $15 for the price, and then they should be able to enter as many prices as they want. As soon as they put 0, then the program should end. Okay, so let's look at. I had one that I put as a test one that was, I think it's using a for loop, and then I can look at some of you all's too. Okay. Oh, I looked at the wrong one. Yeah, this is right. Projects. And you know, I don't think in this class, but I had some people in the other class that didn't do their, okay, so where's Dreamweaver? That didn't put their flowchart and pseudocode in there. Oh, that's the DocX. Here we go. And so you only get half credit if you don't do that. So be sure, even if you start with the JavaScript first, be sure and go back and create your pseudocode. And your pseudocode, it can be similar to this, but it shouldn't have all of this in it that is part of JavaScript. I don't care if you code your while loops like that, but like this should just say input price. You know, you don't want to have it identical. Because it's supposed to help you, so that the idea behind the pseudocode and the flowchart is so that if you're not in JavaScript next semester, maybe you take Java or you take C++, that your pseudocode and flowchart should work for no matter what language you're in. That's the idea behind the pseudocode and flowchart. Script is so similar to it that I don't count off if you do the script first. That's not a problem. I'm just telling you that later on when you take another language, you want to be able to go from where you figured out the logic to any programming language, okay? Who in here, hasn't somebody in here programmed in a language before? Was it Brandon? A little Java. That I have a student in my Tuesday, Thursday class that he did Java in high school. So his for loop yesterday, I was having to help him with because it was like a Java. He did a for loop. If you've done Java before, you're more apt to use for loops. They're used more. There's a lot more counter control loops in mathematical programs. So those are, now Daniel, you said that y'all use Excel and you program in it. Do you use loops in that?
Yes, you can.
So I remember in Visual Basic we did, but it's been so long ago since I did any Visual Basic. But you can use loops too if you need to. Okay. So this logic should be the same even if you're in that language. So if you can do the logic, then you'll be able to do it in whatever whatever programming or scripting that you use. So this one is one that's a little pretty straightforward to what that was supposed to be. What they did here is, actually this should be a constant. It should be all caps anytime you use a constant, and this one should too. Oh, sorry. And what they did, sorry. Okay, so up here they could put these values up here, which is what we've been doing. Whenever you define a constant, you actually can put the values here and it'll do the same. So they should have, I won't change it right now because I have to go through and change it through the program. But so we've got our 3 constants and we've got a variable for price. So they didn't use a total either. Some people used a total for this instead of doing it this way. But here it says price equals prompt. Please enter the price of a t-shirt or 0 to exit. Then they converted price to make sure it's numeric. Then they price, that was input. Then while price is greater than 0, this is our outer loop. Then our inner loop starts. If it passes this test, then we go straight into the nested loop, which says while day is less than 3, then price is equal to price minus price times discount. So they wrote the first day up here, right? So this one may come out with 3 prices, or is it going to stop before that? Let's see. So then price equals price dot to fixed. And then document dot write line, the price of the shirt after this day is price day plus plus. So they're incrementing their day. Now remember, I told you can increment in JavaScript this way. If you said day equals day plus 1, that's the same thing. Okay, and then before you go back up into the outer loop, you have to be sure and reset your day counter to 1. So it will only go through the 2 times, right? Because it'll go through when it's 1, it'll go through when it's 2, and then it'll drop out. So it's actually only executing the loop 2 times, programmed this way. Okay, and we'll look at some of y'all's and see how y'all did it too. So if I go up here, let's see how this one works. Please enter the price of a t-shirt. So let's try with the $15. The price of the shirt the first day is $15. The price of the shirt after this day is $12.75. The price of the shirt after this day is $10.84. So they could have said the second day and the third day. So that matches our example, right? So now I can enter another one. Let's see if a t-shirt is 20, just to make sure the outer loop works. And it already went through the price, but they didn't put any breaks. So it's really hard to, so I'm going to go up, and now you can see it, but of course, that's not very readable. It's a lot better if you put the breaks in there, okay? Who did theirs different? Okay, Paul, okay, let's go and look at yours and see. Where did it go? Hopefully it's going to load it for me. Server encountered an error. Oh, great. Okay, this must be, that's not, Okay, 70, what did it do? Did they change the way these drives are or something? Oh, Google must have changed or something. Okay. Oh, I don't want this window open. Let me see if it'll let me close that. Okay. So Paul's is down here. Oh, I always get y'all mixed up. I don't know why. Okay. 7096. And Paul's should be right there. Yeah, they've changed the Google Drive the way it looks. I don't know.
Yeah, they changed on the iPhone also.
Oh, they did? I didn't do the update on my iPhone yet. Oh, but they would have changed. It wouldn't matter. Okay, projects. And this one is going to be... okay, where'd this go? Yeah, it's not giving me a checkbox. I guess I just click on it and I'll download it, I hope. Yeah, that way I can. Okay, here we go. Google Drive, 14, CIT13, 7096, save. P3, PK. Okay, Paul has his pseudocode here. Let's look at it first. Oh, it's not going to help me. Did you just copy it from? Well, that's what we wanted to be, though. The only thing that, let's see, did you set up your counter again here? Reinitialize it? Probably need to, you probably did in your program. Yeah. Okay. So here's the, okay. He used a variable constant counter to be the sentinel value, right? No, quit. Here's quit. Initialize counter to 0. That's part for your nested loop, right? Price is 0. Okay, and you did tax 85% instead of a 15% discount. Okay. Yeah, and then you did a total and your breaks.
So you
yes.
have to do the total.
Is the variable counter possible to be 3?
Yes, if you decrement, you want to decrement. Is that what you're saying? Yes.
That's what I do.
Yes, that will work. We can look at all the different ways. We can look at yours. Here he asked for the purchase price of the t-shirt or enter 0 to quit. So he told them how to quit the program. The cost of the item on the first day of the sale is, and that would be price. And then he's breaking to a new line, which is great. While price is not equal to quit, this is the outer loop. A counter equals 0, and which you've already set it up here. So you really.
But the price thing right there, I had to do that, otherwise it wouldn't run.
Total equals price.
And then that's what the total. It wouldn't run if I didn't do that.
What do you mean it wouldn't run?
If I tried to, like, if I skipped that and just did it all with price,
Uh-huh.
like did the total or price equal price times tax, it wouldn't run. For God knows why.
Huh. Yeah, we'll have to look at that, see what you're saying. I'll check it. Okay, so here he reinitialized his counter here instead of at the bottom. You just as long as it's initialized before nested loop. Okay, so you could either do it down at the bottom of the outer loop, or like with your case, you would initialize yours to 3 if you're decrementing. Okay, so then he used this total because he said he couldn't get it to work. So we'll see what this is. Does total equals price, and then, but you printed price out up here and it prints out okay. Okay, let me see something. I don't know. How do you have them enter price with decimal points or no? Okay. All right, so then while counter is less than 2, because he started his with 0, then total equals total times tax, and counter equals counter plus 1. Then write out the total dot to fixed, on day, counter plus 1, because when he enters his loop, his counter is 0.
No, that outputs what day the cell is.
Right, but you had to add 1 to it because the counter up here has already added 1 to it. Why, instead of just putting the counter, why did you not just put the counter?
You know what that does, right?
Yeah, prints out the day.
Because at the beginning, it spits out the first, like right when you input the first number, that's the first day price.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And so I'll show you what I'm saying here in a second. So of sale break. What is the cost of the t-shirt you're purchasing? So here's his where he goes ahead and alters the input again so that it's a different value. He requests the input. So in this one, let's see how it went. What is the cost of the t-shirt you're purchasing or 0? So you said put just 15 in. So I'm wondering if that was part of, okay, $15. The price of this shirt is $12.75 on day 2 of the sale, $10.84 on day 3 of the sale. Yeah, the output looks great. So then if we did 20, price of the shirt is $17 on day 2 and $14.45 on day 3. Now, what if we put like 12.75 for the, okay, it worked. 12.75, 10.84, and then 9.21. Okay, I was wanting to see if it would print the decimal points up here since we didn't put 2 fixed on the output. And there it ended. Okay, that works good. Okay, so who else? Derek, you want to look at yours? Okay, let's go over here. Oops, no, that one where I want to look, right here. Okay, so back to here. Derek's. Okay. Now, the big thing I would like to happen is on the test is your pseudocode or flowchart, whichever you choose to do, needs to match your JavaScript as far as the logic, the way you, so if you end up in JavaScript having to change your logic all around, be sure and change your pseudocode because I want, that's the purpose of it. I want your variables that you determine in pseudocode are the variable names that you use in your JavaScript and stuff on the test, okay? So, because that's what it's about. Either your JavaScript or your flowchart needs to be able to help you when you get in future classes. Because sometimes there are instructors that require that, and then there's those that don't, that let you just code. So it just kind of depends. Okay, so on Derek's, he set his counter to 3 because he's going to decrement his counter. Price equal to 0, discount 85%. Otherwise, yours is the same. You did this also, right? So you did.
Yeah, I helped with all that.
Okay, so the only thing he changed was minus 1. Okay, I want to find out. So yours works. I want to see why that. Let's see if we can make some changes and see why that isn't happening. Because you're saying if you don't do this and you used.
The way it was, it wouldn't run without that. No telling.
Okay, I want to see if it does that again. We can find out because there's got to be a reason why it times discount. Price times discount equals price. So then I need to say price here also. Is there any place else I'm missing?
Gotta change the variable.
No, that says price because you're going to print it out. So I just don't have to use this one. I wouldn't have to comment it. Anything else looks like? Okay. So I'm going to try this, see what happens. What's the cost? 15. Okay. Okay, so that that went through actually and did it the way where it discounted it 3 days.
That's what mine was before I changed it.
Oh, okay. So what we need to do here, okay, his is going through, which, you know, it kind of says that on the problem anyway. But let's see, what would we need to do to make, if we said not equal to quit, counter equal to 3, we'd have to say as long as counter is greater than 1, and that should work, right?
Or, yeah, I know.
Yeah, because you added and he decremented. Okay, so here, and we didn't need that extra, on this one, we didn't need that extra. There we go. So it worked. $15, $12.75, $10.84. If we put a $20 one, now it's doing it right. Okay, so we had to go in and change the how many times it was going through the loop to get it to just discount the second day and the third day. See? Okay, who else has one done? That was done a little different.
I didn't get myself for that.
Not on the project. Just remember it next time. In the test, I mean. Okay, let's see. I think it's there. Anybody else have one that they did different? Okay,
One's a little different.
little different. Good. That's what I want to see. Nicholas Clementine, right? That one's yours.
I had
Okay.
a question on this one too, because I couldn't get it kicked back. How a new prompt came up after you've already put in a number, it kicked out of prices. It prompts you, and then you can put in another price, and it'll kick out another three days of sale. I couldn't get it to do that.
Oh, okay.
But I could
Let's.
get it to end
That's
with
probably
a
two.
2.5 by entering 0 to quit.
Oh, I did the wrong project. Thank you. Let's see. Cancel. Go back. I picked his wrong project. Okay. Project 3. Okay. Okay, so he's got shirt rate equals 17 divided by 20. Where'd that come from?
Basically
5%?
85.
85. Oh, okay. It's with the fraction. All right. Rate applied. Quit equals 0. Count equals 1. Prompt price. Shirt equals shirt times 1. We're having a 3-day t-shirt sale. So you didn't print out the original price anywhere, right?
No,
It's in the loop, okay? So while shirt is not equal to quit, set count equal to 0.
So you could do without that rate applied shirt. I just changed it.
Okay. Rate apply. What is rate apply up here? What is it?
Basically my fault.
It was your total, but it's not anything. Oh, I see. I understand what you're saying. Okay, I is less than 3. Increment count by 1. because as you come in, it's 0. Document.WriteLine day 1 of the t-shirt sale, the cost is rate applied dot to fixed. Rate applied equals rate applied times rate. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, you're doing the calculation at the bottom of the loop and then first thing in the loop. Right, instead of outside the loop. Right. Shirt equals prompt, please enter.
And here's where there must be something missing after this prompt.
Oh, you have to initialize, please enter the cost of t-shirt. You do yours right there, count equal to 0. What's he missing at the bottom? Please enter the cost of the t-shirt and see what it will cost her the next 3 days. You didn't do this, but I don't know if it needs that every time. We can, well, we'll run it. Let's see what happens, and then I'll go from there. Please enter, okay, so 15.00. Please enter the cost of the t-shirt. Okay, $15, $12.75, $10.84. That's correct. Please enter the cost of the t-shirt. Okay, let's go 20. And that's the one that ends. Okay. Anybody see anything? And they were looking at his. Why it after? Okay, you take this in, but when it comes up here, it's already saying that it's 0. While shirt is not equal to quit, which quit's equal to 0. Okay, it's probably this. Because it's not, it's thinking it's equal to 0 for some reason. Let's see. Yeah, that's all it was. It wasn't, now you could also go in there and I believe, let's see, you can put shirt equals 0.00. And if you initialize it that way, yeah, you don't have to times it by 1. Let me make sure that works, but it should. Because right now, that's the only, it thinks it's a literal instead of. Oh, no, that didn't work. I sure thought it would. But see, that one ended right there too. So, but I didn't think the rest of you all put that in yours. Wonder. Up here. Yeah.
Because, I think rate applied needs to have the.
Oh, equals 0. That's, you're exactly right. That's what it is. 0.00, because you moved it into that. So then you shouldn't have to do it. Where's that at? Right there. Press enter. Okay, 15.00. Okay. Oh, it still didn't work on his. Wonder why. It should be working. So I wonder what yours is doing, unless it's going all the way out and not initializing again. The other thing that you didn't do on yours is
Well, I changed the rate applied. I took that out completely.
okay. See, these are in quotes, so it thinks that's a literal that you're prompting for, too. That should have made a difference. Yeah, so, okay. Anyone else have a different way they ran it? Oh, it should have anyway. Let me see. Should show in the receive box whether you do that or not. Enter. Oh, I see what you're saying. It was in there. Okay.
Because that was the form I wanted to be put in, rather than put it up in the, where it requests how you input it. I just showed it down in that box instead.
Okay, so what we would have to do though is say leave those in there, but then you should have to say comma 0.00 and then it would do it. I think that would do it. Or actually just 0. You don't even have to say 0.00. Only I'd have to do it down here too, wherever I put that. I'm not going to put the things again just to see if that fixed it. 0.15.0. No, that still didn't fix it. So yours, for some reason, we would have had to leave that. I'm not sure why that happened. So you took rate apply out and then it worked though? You got it to work by using.
Well, I changed where I did change it underneath the first file. I deleted the rate applied equals shirt.
Right here?
Yeah. Then I changed the rate applied equals rate applied times rate. I changed it to shirt equals shirt times rate.
Let's see. Where's the other one? Is there another one down here?
But you still need the shirt equals shirt times 1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know why yours is doing that. Because yeah, I noticed on Paul's, yeah, he didn't have that prompt. Okay, you've got price set equal to 0 up here. You've got quit equal to 0 there, price not equal to quit. Yeah, I don't know why yours is needing that, because that one did not. I'm not sure. We'd have to.
You can actually use infinity instead of like for a counter, so there is an unlimited amount of times you can use it to do quit.
Oh, you you don't want to use a counter controlled loop because there's no way to say.
That way you could cycle it through the prices if you were to do $15 and $20 and $35, whatever, and keep skipping it out until you quit the program. So we're just doing it in the cycle.
Oh, you mean they keep subtracting 85% or multiplying times 85% more than 3 days?
Keep on putting new prices in, it comes down the bottom, prompts you for another price, and then it goes to another session. Applying 85% to the new price.
To a new.
On the same page as an infinite counter until you do quit.
Oh, you mean on the same page on the output?
Yes.
Oh, on the output. Is there a way to
do something.
it's where it would not, where you're saying,
Yeah.
you're saying like whenever we ran it, let me go back. Let me see if I understand what you're saying. I don't know if I understood. Okay, so if I run it and I say 15, okay, and 20, 35.
And try it again. Does it close out or will it keep going? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so it will go infinite amount of time.
Oh, until you, yeah, until you put 0 in, it's going to keep doing that. It's going to go like this. I can do it any number of times. Yes. That's why that sentinel loop is called an indefinite loop. A sentinel valued loop and a counter controlled is called a definite loop because you know exactly how many times you're going to go through. Yeah, so, and if what you were, I thought you were saying, is there a way to show them all on the one screen, and that you would have to keep a counter, and you'd have to know. That gets into some of the stuff that we're learning in web design and stuff of, it's called responsive web design, where you know what the resolution the screen is set on, what size of device it's on. There's a lot of stuff now that goes into, that's what I learned at that conference. It's called, that Dreamweaver's really good at that, responsive design now. Okay, any other questions over the project then? Anybody has? And that's what you'll come in, and that's what your test will be, a similar problem. It will have an outer loop and a nested loop, okay? Just over something different. Robert?
What's the test?
Monday.
Oh, next month, okay.
Next Monday, yes. Taylor? Let's look at yours. We have plenty of time.
Because I didn't put in the days. All I did was make it to where it just takes 15% off for whatever price you insert it, and it just keeps doing that until you hit 0.
Where is yours? It's not in project folder. Did you not upload it yet?
Oh, I couldn't put it in.
Oh, that's okay. Just tell me which one, and then
I
you
think I
can,
put it in chapter 4.
okay, and then move it. You can move it after I download it here. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay, so this one. Let's see. All right. So in Taylor's, he did his completely different. Let's see how this is. Okay. Price equals, so he's only got one constant at 15%. He asked the user for the price. While price is greater than 0, new price equals price minus price times discount. Okay, document.writeLine, new price dot to fixed. Okay, do you ever, oh, I see what you did. You didn't print out the original price, right?
No, because I kind of misread the instructions.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I thought it was you just put in like any price and it just takes off 50%.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the beginning of class. If you did it this way, that's okay. That isn't what I intended, but the way I worded it, it could have been interpreted either way. What'd you put 3 equal signs here for?
So it would always send me back to syntax error.
Supposed to put 2. I've never heard of it working with 3. Khan Academy makes you do 3. Okay, what'd you say, Mariah? So that's the deal. But it did work. And they have their own version of JavaScript. I don't know why they do 3. Document.writeLine. Okay, so what you did, this is your part of your outer loop right here. I'm only doing this because it makes it easier for me to see what you are doing. This is your nested loop. Okay. All right, so your nested loop only does one thing. Let's see, your nested loop just determines document.writeLine 0. What's that about? This right here. Let me see what this does. That's strange. I've never seen.
If you put in 0, it just stops.
So you did the outer loop, the nested loop, to be the loop that makes it stop. Okay, please enter the t-shirt price. Okay, 15. Oh, you're having it put in the discounted price?
Yeah, it's just like you put in the first price, it takes the discount off. Then you put in the discounted price, it takes another discount off, and it'll just keep doing that until you get 0.
Oh, okay. Boy, now I've never had anybody interpret it quite that way. That's a really different way. So you're letting them get the discount for more than 3 days.
Well, it's for how long the sales go. Well, I thought the day thing, it just meant like it went for free and then you get 0 out.
Yeah, and so the user could actually keep getting the 15% discount for days, right? Yeah, so that's a little bit different, but that's interesting. All right, so because the way I wrote, the test, there will be only one way to interpret it, I promise. Okay, so all right, so we're going to be done early unless you guys have some questions. Anybody want me to look at any of their stuff? The ones who want to. Test 2. Oh, is it test 2? Oh, I never graded your test 2. I probably didn't anybody else's. What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, let me see if I can do that on yours is Brandon likes. Okay. This one right here?
No, it was project 2.
Project 2. Okay.
Because it's not a zip file. Yeah, project 2. You didn't want me to zip it up.
Here it's PB1. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because yeah, they're both, but look, they're still both
They're
inks.
not ink on my laptop.
Wonder what that is. Let me see if it'll let me do anything. Apologies, there's no preview available.
I don't even know about, but you had a question. I sent one of my codes.
So there was a guy being,
Yeah.
you sent it to me
I
again,
sent the
and
thing
it was
again.
fine.
And the only reason was that I Googled what an ink is, and it's a Microsoft program, but there's like no way to.
Do you have Wednesday?
Yeah. I tried.
Winrun?
See, I don't know why it just started doing that because, yeah, it won't let me look at them. Let's see,
See, I haven't
P2.
opened his project 3 because it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
I tried project 3 last night from a Mac. I don't know if you can open that or if that shows up as a dot in too.
Okay, let's see. Let me go back.
That's built up.
Well, none of yours have ever showed up as a dot in, just Brandon's, and I don't know. Okay,
You want to check what I just did and see if that's an file?
yeah, I'll look. Let me see if
It's
this.
an HTML on mine.
Now look, though, it looks like it's gonna let me. No, see, they're both ink files, and it won't let me look at them. Okay, let me look at your other one then. Let's see. This one. Which one? This one?
The BL project.
See, it's a zip.
Yeah, because you told me to unzip that one and send it to you again.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, now that one came over as a regular zip, the one that you just did.
Yeah.
So I'm still not being able to get
I don't know why that one.
project 2. If you try it again and I still can't get it, then I'll look at it in class on your computer.
I want to get home. I'll send it.
Try it again. Okay. Okay. All